Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to How to Book Cruises. Today, we're going to be going over Princess and Norwegian. We are going to go through the different websites, just kind of taking a look at how to book those cruises for your clients. Give me 1 second. Again, my name is Krista Wiley. I am a double gold consultant here with Archer and Evolution Travel. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and we can go through those as we go. Give me 1 second to share my screen. All right, you guys. Let me log out real quick. So remember that with Norwegian is one of those, one of our suppliers that you guys are going to have to register for through Travel Cafe and then filling out a supplier request form. Once they have processed it, you will get an email. It should look similar to this Norwegian Central Access Registration Confirmation, and it'll give you your username and a temporary password, and then you guys can go in and change that password. But I just kind of wanted to show you what that email will look like. So once you get in here, you'll go ahead and sign in. And this is kind of what it looks like in the back, or this is what it looks like when you log in. There's obviously, with every vendor and supplier, there's going to be a learning section, how to promote, how to book, and then how to connect in some webinars and events. Remember that when you are, yes, this is recorded. I am recording this session. When you guys get in here, obviously, you're not going to know everything about every cruise line, and I'm going to be very honest that Princess and Norwegian are probably two of the cruise lines that I know I don't book with all of that, like all that often. I'm a huge Royal Caribbean booker myself. That's the cruise line that I know the most, but I wanted us to be able to get into Norwegian and Princess and play around. So right here under promote, you're going to be able to, pull up some images, order brochures, look at promotions. So let's look at some promotions and see what kind of promotions Norwegian has. Norwegian is really good for their all-inclusivity. They usually have packages that include, free Wi-Fi, drink packages. So let's see, their deals right now sailing starting summer 2021, 30% off all cruises. Take all 5 free open bar and more, plus free air for second guest. It says free air, second guest flies free. So a lot of people will go with Norwegian just because they do include so many different offerings. Lowest cruise fares, flexible booking, double your money, get $150 towards your next cruise, free with cruise first, last minute cruise deals. I guess Norwegian has their own credit card as well. So that's on there. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys can see what the current promotion is, which is going to be this promotion. And I think this is pretty standard promotion that they usually have. Again, you have the learn section, deck plans, itineraries. Every cruise line has their own reward system. Some cruises it's, you get a point for every day sailed. You could have deck plans, cruise next, but I kind of want to show you what I do whenever I book cruises. And this is just kind of across the board. So let's go ahead and work through a book. So over here on the left-hand side, it's going to say book new, manage existing, marketing, itineraries, deck plan, ship. So it's kind of cool. They have this little thing over here for you. So we're going to click on book new. And honestly, I guess I have to sign in again. Honestly, I have found that a lot of itineraries are pretty similar. Every once in a while, they'll have different ones here and there. And some people just have preferences. They just have preferences for what cruise line they go on. So, obviously if somebody hits you up, they're probably going to tell you like, oh, hey, like I want to take a Norwegian cruise line cruise, or I want to go, Princess or whatever the case may be. If they're new to cruising, they might say, hey, like I want to take you know, my kids on a cruise. And so if you know that there are kids involved, you're probably going to want to go more towards a cruise line that has a lot of kid activities. So you're probably going to want to stay away from like the higher end Asmara, Princess, and things like that. Princess is really nice, but I didn't see, when I was on my One Princess cruise, it wasn't geared too much to kids.
Oh.
So, okay, so here it says primary agency and agent. So this has my information in it. So we're going to go ahead and go to vacation. And this is pretty standard across the board. It just, the screens look different depending on the cruise line. So let's just say they are like, oh, I want to go on a cruise next March for spring break. Spring break is usually right around here. So we'll put in from March 20th. It auto-populated to for a month, so April 19th. That's fine. They said that they want to take a week-long cruise, so 5 to 8 days. Destination, they're like, oh, you know, we want to go somewhere warm. You know, it's spring break. So let's just stick with the Caribbean. And when we're dealing with the Caribbean, I usually don't pick a port just because there are so many different ports and I don't want to limit myself. And then ship wise, I mean, unless they, you know, they're like, oh man, Norwegian just came out with this super new ship, I want to take that ship, then I usually don't put that information in either. So it's going to be a family of 4, so 2 adults and 2 children. Do any guests meet the following qualifications? Please check all that apply. Are 1 or more guests 55 and older? No. Past guest, latitude member. This is important because every person, you know, if they do have that latitude membership, then they have deals that might pertain to them. I know if your clients are gamblers, they play in the casino. Sometimes the casino gives them deals to get them back on the ship. And then right here, they will have different deals for different states. And then let's start the search. Oh, well, that didn't work. Let's see. Maybe if I go, maybe it's too far out. Oops, I didn't save it. Please narrow your search. They don't like how wide of a search I put in. Oh, period of less than 15 days. Sorry, guys, I will get my stuff together. Let's go October 31st. Prices displayed on the screen. So, all right, well, let's go back and see if maybe of course, because we're on a training, it wants to give me problems. With cruising all coming back right now, I know they don't have all of their cruises up and running, so see if maybe this will give us something since I gave it such a wide parameter. All right, there we go. Perfect. So you can see here, you know, all the different ships, Breakaway, Epic, Bliss, so on and so forth. You can always, you know, you can change, you know, which things are first. So you can go through here. And so it's all the Norwegian ships, the vacation, you know, they're like, oh, we want to take a Halloween cruise, maybe. So it looks like this is a 17. We don't want to do that. Here's a 7-day Greek Isle. Here's Western Mediterranean, 7-day Bermuda, Mexican Riviera. So let's look at this, the itinerary. So it departs out of Los Angeles. They cruise for 2 days. They arrive in Puerto Vallarta at 9 a.m. They leave at 6. The next day they're in Mazatlan. The next day they're in Cabo San Lucas. The next day they're cruising, and then they are back to LA. You know, I don't look at these prices all too much right here. I kind of do, but for the most part, I don't really look at them just because those prices are going to change like as you pick, you know, you pick different things. So let's go ahead and let's select this cruise. And then they're going to give you, you know, the one thing that I have noticed up here, they will tell you on, or in a couple of different places on different cruise lines, they're going to tell you proof of COVID-19 vaccine required for all guests of any age on this sailing. So they will tell you the COVID-19 vaccination requirements. These are going to be the different room types. This is the discount that they're applying on it. Remember, we looked up the discount that they're having, and they're having the discount 30, which means that 30% off. Let's see. So this says Club Balcony Suite. I click on buttons all the time, see what kind of information I can get. If you're curious as to, you know, maybe what some of these different rooms have, you can always, I am great at going to Google. Let's see, and Haven Penthouse. So they have these different videos that you can watch. So if you're in, you know, if you want to get a better idea of you can kind of get a sense of what the room is going to look like. That way you can, you know, if you want to send the video to your client, you can. You know, maybe they're asking, you know, well, there's 4 of us, where are we sleeping? Or, you know, if they have a family with smaller kids, maybe they want to know if there's going to be a bathtub, you know, where, you know, if there's a balcony, what the chairs are like, how big is the balcony. This guy from Hard Travel, he actually goes through a lot of videos, or he has a lot of videos on a lot of different cruise ships. So you guys, like I said, you can go on there and get a better idea of what the room's going to look like, because obviously you have one picture here, so you're not entirely sure what the entire room looks like. So I will do that pretty often because I want to know what my room looks like before. So anyways, so they said that they maybe they're like, oh, we just want an ocean view room. So here's the family ocean view. You'll see that they will start with the most expensive rooms all the way down to the inside cabin, which obviously the inside cabin is going to be the cheapest. So let's say they wanted an ocean view. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And then it's going to give you the different decks, just like all the other cruise lines. They're going to give you, you know, the different decks that those rooms are available on. So then you can click over here, deck 5. You can see that there are 4 cabins left on deck 5. So you can come on here. Well, this is really big. You can come on here and see, you know, where are those rooms available at, so that you can see right here, it's these 4 rooms that are still available. You know, they're more forward rooms. So maybe you want to see deck 13, where those rooms, you know, maybe there's somebody that gets seasick, so you want to put them more towards the middle. So this is on the front of the ship. Let's see, deck 12. I go through and I try to find the best rooms available. Deck 11. So it looks like these deck 5s are going to be the best rooms that they have. I mean, unless there's somebody that wants to look, you know, out the back, they want to look out the front of the ship or whatnot, then that's fine. But let's just go ahead. We'll select this. So it's this deck 5. And then you can go ahead and go in here and input the information. Oh, it says cabin designed for wheelchairs, assigned only to disabled guests. So they will give you that information. But I just, for all intents and purposes, I just wanted to kind of show you what this looks like. But over here on the left, it's going to show you. So commissions earned is going to be $228. Gross due is this amount. It'll give you all of the price breakdown. So click on guest total. So they're looking at $3,379.20 for this room. It's on the Norwegian Bliss. Their pricing category is 804. Stateroom is 5738. They're on deck 5. Total guests is 4. They're getting that discount 30. This is the amount of the cruise. This just, again, has to do with the pricing. You can add on, you know, land programs if you'd like, which are usually like excursions. You can add air for these. Usually you can't add the, some cruise lines, you can't add the air until after it's booked, but you can bundle the air. Then you can add travel protection here. And then there's the different types of insurances. This motor coach is going to be if they need transportation to the from the airport to the cruise ship. Most cruise lines do have that option. And then you can come in here and you can actually put in some special requests. Is it an anniversary, birthday, honeymoon? You know, is there any specialties they need? You know, are they going to need, do they want the main bed to be twin beds? You know, maybe they have dietary issues, so you guys can put that information in here. And then this is going to give you your invoice here. So it's going to give you, obviously I didn't put in the guests, but it's showing that they're getting a percentage off. They're getting the early booking fare. It's giving you the total. It's giving you your commission of $228. Obviously, because we went with an ocean view, it's not going to be a very, you know, it's a cheaper cruise. So your commission is going to be lower, but they are paying out that 16%. This is their their gross after the commission was added in, or the amount after the commission was added in. It shows here, obviously, it's not going to let me go very much farther because I haven't put any guests in, so it's giving me an error. But I just wanted to get to this page so you guys could see the payment. For that. So the first deposit would be due, their deposit would be due in 3 days by midnight. It's $500. Final payment is on this day. Final payment is on this day. And this is how much would be left over if they didn't pay anything between there. But obviously we picked a pretty early cruise for October. So it's, they only have 2 months to pay that off. Donna, you asked what would be the price for 2. You would just have to go through here and you would just have to price it out for 2. It's going to be a little bit more than half is what my suggestion, or about roughly where it would be at. So any questions on Norwegian?
Sorry to interrupt really quickly. I don't have a question necessarily on Norwegian itself. I actually hopped in. I used to actually work for Norwegian. I worked for the corporate office, so I used to work directly with them. And it's funny, the system that we're using now as travel agents is exactly the same one that we used to use. So I'm super, super familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
What I am not familiar with and what I'm trying to understand and learn is with the cruising power. And it was a simple question as far as, and I'm sorry if I know it's off topic. It's not what we're talking about.
No, you're fine. This is about
okay.
Cruises. So if you have a cruise question, please ask me.
Okay. So when I used to work for Norwegian, we used to always book, book trips as a direct agent with the company. We would have our prices, which were not bad at all. And they're okay. But the travel agents used to always beat our rates. And as, business partners, we couldn't step on their toes, obviously. So we couldn't work with the client if they were working with the travel agent. Long story short is, so I'm trying to quote a client through Cruising Power for a Royal Caribbean cruise. Mm-hmm. And I've done the sign up, I've done everything. And I can't seem to get either a better rate. The rate is about the same, if not maybe a couple dollars more. How do we go about maybe giving better incentives, or is that something we do on our own? How would you recommend we do that?
So my question is, so you're saying you're not finding a better rate. What rate are you going off of? Like what they found online?
So I went on cruise. What is it? I'm sorry,
cruisingpower.com.
Cruisingpower.com. Yeah. So I got my rate there, and then I went to the Royal website and I got the same rates. The rates on the Royal website are a few dollars more expensive. Additionally, right, if I get a group rate, I call the Royal directly and I'm like, hey, let me get a group rate for the rooms. They were about $400 less per room, and I can book it directly through them as well, and they'll pay the agency, et cetera, et cetera. Which I guess that may be another option. I don't know if you recommend that. If we
you can work, like you can call Royal Caribbean,
mm-hmm.
and you can say, hey, sorry, I don't know your name.
Michael Camacho.
Okay, Michael. So you can be like, hi, my name is Michael. I'm a travel agent. I was calling, I wanted to set up a group booking. Can you help me? If you book a cruise as a travel agent through Royal Caribbean, you're still going to make commissions.
Right.
So if you call them, you can also do group cruises on your own through Cruising Power.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen where our prices are more than going to Royal Caribbean's actual website, because Royal Caribbean is my bread and butter. I'm actually a diamond member with them. I cruise a lot.
Nice.
So I've never seen that.
But that would be something that would be really helpful if you would be able to help me out with that, because I thought it was weird. I mean, obviously it's the first time I'm doing it, but it would be really helpful to.
What I would tell you is I would check to make sure that your code is right. The code is the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about since you work for Norwegian. The the room code. The other thing is to see if your client has any past cruise credit, like
Right.
their
Yeah.
tier.
Their tiers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can look at that stuff again. I mean, I'm pretty sure, because I have an email quote already from Royal. They sent it to me, right? So then I compared it, and I was like, wait, this is weird. I thought it was going to be, a lot better, but it was actually a couple dollars more. And then I don't know. It's my first time. Maybe
No,
I'm
you're
doing
fine. You're
wrong.
fine. The other thing too is that as a travel agent, we can see, like, especially Royal Caribbean, they'll show you like the 10 promotions that they have going, and so, or whatever the number of promotions they have going. So if you play with the different promotions, it can go up and down for the same cruise depending on what promotion you have in there.
Okay.
So you are able on that website to choose which promotion you use. Norwegian just only has that one, like all-inclusive, like promotion.
The all-inclusive. Yeah. Yep. The
Yeah, and you can always just call them. You can call Royal Caribbean. Hey, I'm a
Yeah.
travel agent. I was looking. I'm seeing that my price says this price says that. Like, what's going on? Where's the discrepancy? Why is mine more?
Okay. Yeah. Do you recommend, and I was trying to get a hold of Cruising Power. Do you recommend also maybe calling them to see what
Cruising Power is just the
like an interface?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's because you use Cruising Power to do Azamara, Royal Caribbean, and Celebrity.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just an all-inclusive. Instead of having to go to each website, they just use Cruising Power. So you can book through all of those.
Okay. Which, yeah, no. So I mean, I don't know if maybe getting on a call with somebody to help me out, one-on-one. Obviously, I don't want to hold everybody up from everything else, but it would be helpful just because like I said, I'm very familiar. I have an extensive list of clients from cruising, and I want to get started back on this, but it's just a matter of like, seeing like what my benefit is to tell the client, hey, as a travel agent, you're getting an additional, XYZ, or the prices are lower, etc.
Yeah.
But
in the chat, I'm going to put my phone number.
Okay. Yeah.
Text me and we'll get on Zoom and we'll walk through.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be really cool. Okay. Perfect. Yep.
You're welcome. Let's see.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi there. If a customer makes a deposit for a trip and then cancels the trip altogether, do we get some commission based on the work done by the travel agent? No. You guys, commissions are paid out after the client takes the trip. And that's the reason why, is because if they cancel the trip, they're pulling all of their money out. So the cruise lines aren't going to pay us commission. They're not going to pay commission on a trip that's no longer happening. That's why Nikki Lee actually did, she has a couple of different trainings on booking, charging, like doing same day commissions. And so a lot of our agents, what they'll do is they will charge a service fee or a booking fee of some sort, whatever you want to do it. It's your own business, so you can or you can't. So that's like 20, some people will do $25 per person. Some people will do 10% of the trip, however you want to organize it. But that's what some people do, because you are putting in the work, and you want to make sure that you're getting paid some now. And then when they finish the trip, then you're going to be getting your commission. So that would be my recommendation, is to charge a service fee.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know, like in the height of the pandemic, they were protecting our commissions, but that was only if people's cruises were canceled because of the pandemic, not if they canceled themselves. All right. Let's see. What if a client asks for a particular cruise and I can't find it on our agent portal? In particular, this is a Royal Caribbean cruise, but online there are a few rooms left. Okay, so if you guys want, I can go. I mean, I know I told people this was Norwegian and Princess, but if you guys want, after I go through those, I can get on Royal Caribbean and I can kind of go through that. So I don't want to deviate unless everybody wants to deviate. There is 18 of us on the call. No, you're fine. You're fine. I want to make sure I get everybody's questions. I just want to make sure that if people are wanting me to go through Princess, that we go through Princess as well. Yes, Brittany, was that yes, please go through Princess? All right, let me go through Princess. And then once I'm done with Princess, if you guys need me to stick around for a little bit longer and go through Royal Caribbean, I have no problem doing that. Let me go over here. All right, so again, here's Princess. Again, just like cruising power, Princess, to get to Princess, it's the OneSource cruises. And that's where you're going to find Princess and Cunard. So again, you're going to go ahead and sign in. And you guys, I'm going to be honest, Princess is probably like my least favorite. Like, I don't know, it just seems very, I don't know. I feel like they need some updating in the booking department, but I will show you what I mean. It just looks very small. Like there's like this big website and they have this tiny little this tiny little thing here. So anyways, Princess Cruises, again, you can actually go Cunard, Princess, Holland, P&O, Seabourn. You can book all of those ones here, but we're going to stick with Princess. So we're going to go ahead and create a booking. And I was actually looking at this one earlier because there's actually a Princess cruise that I want to take because I do live here in California. One of the cruises that I want to take is from LA to Hawaii and back. So I was kind of looking that up earlier. So I'm just going to show you kind of what I found. Obviously, I live in California, so I don't need air. So we're going to go ahead and put an LAX in. I don't know the voyage number. I put in for November. We're going to leave the ship blank. Let's go balcony, occupancy 2. Also, make sure that you guys check your age policies. You know, some cruises it's 6 months and some cruises it's 1 year. Everybody laughs at me, but I actually had my daughter, I asked to have my daughter 1 week early so that I could actually go on a cruise because she wasn't going to quite be 6 months. So I needed that 1 week. And my doctor kind of laughed at me and then said, I understand. And I had my daughter 1 week early so that I could go on a cruise. That's how big of cruisers we are. But anyways, you guys can look in here for age policy effective August 1st, 2007. All passengers under the age of 21 years must be accompanied by a passenger who is 21 years or older. Children may be in a stateroom without their parents as long as the child is 16 years of age or older. So just kind of look through these for the different ages. Like I said, make sure some cruises 6 months, some are a year. And then also just be aware that if your clients are traveling with children, most cruise lines don't have childcare capabilities like the kids clubs. They don't have the capabilities in kids club under the age of 2. So I know some people are like, oh man, 6 months, I'm going to go put them in the kids club. Nope. They won't change diapers is basically what it is. If your child is in need of a diaper, they're not going to take the kid. So anyway, so destination, I'm going to choose Hawaii. And then I'm going to leave the nights open. So I'm going to go ahead and search by date and zone. And then it's going to pull up all of the different cruises that they have available. So this one is round trip LA to LA. This one is San Francisco to San Francisco. They're 15-day long cruises. So let's click on this one. You can click on view. And it's going to show you the itinerary, which I do like. It's so easy to find the itinerary on here. So for instance, you're going to leave San Francisco at 4 p.m. You're at sea for 4 days. Then you go to Hilo, Honolulu, Kauai, and Maui. And it gives you your times here. And then you're at sea for 4 days. Then you go to Ensenada, at sea for a day, and then San Francisco. And then, so then you can, and then these up here where it says Grand Ruby, Grand Ruby, Grand Ruby, those are the ships. So, you know, maybe your client's like, oh, I really want to go on the Grand. Again, if you're not sure what the Grand looks like, maybe they want to go on a newer ship. So let's look up what the Princess Grand looks like. So it's going to give you the, I'm sure you all know about Google. So it's going to show you all the different pictures of the Princess Grand. Again, if you want to watch videos, there's different videos of the rooms. So then the other one was the Princess Ruby. And then you can look and see that ship, and just kind of decide this one looks like maybe it's a little bigger. Looks like the Princess Ruby is a medallion cruise, which I love. The one Princess cruise I went on was a medallion cruise, and it was so awesome. It's just this little medallion instead of a card. It's this medallion, and it would like unlock our room for us when we got close by. So if you had like a handful of stuff, you're not having to like get your key out. It literally would unlock it. So you just push your door open. The other really cool thing about medallion cruises, for any of you that have never been on a cruise, have you ever lost someone on a cruise ship and you're like, well, I don't have self-service, I don't have Wi-Fi, and I have no idea where they're at the ship? Has that ever happened to anybody? Like it's a thing. Like, I'm not talking children, but I lost my husband on, it was New Year's Eve on a cruise, and I was like, he left the room and he forgot to tell me where he was going. And I left the room and I was like, oh God, I don't know where he's at. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go check all of the popular places that we've been. And then I was like trying to think of what to do. Well, anyways, because we have a medallion on the medallion cruises, they have these like electronic like kiosk things. They're like the boards that show you like the daily itinerary and like if you need to get to this deck in this location, it'll give you like a walking path. But the other really cool thing with the medallion class is that you can actually look to see, it will locate your people for you. Anybody that's in your cabin, you can locate them. So I was able to see where my husband was at. Obviously, it doesn't give me like an up-to-date. It was like right at that moment, but at least it kind of got me to that location. So I think that's really cool about the medallion class. The other really nice thing is that the medallion class, you can link it to your to the app, and you can actually order drinks from the app, and it just traces like where your medallion's at. So they can bring, they're not going to chase you around the ship, but obviously like if you're sitting on the sun deck and you want a drink, you can order it through your app, and they can tell your location by the medallion. So I think that's pretty cool. Kind of side note, but so let's go. I think that was the Ruby. So we're going to go ahead and click, and you can go next and you can go through all of the different cruises, but I want to go ahead and select this one. So save and continue. And then it's going to show you here the prices, forward, midship, mid-aft, and aft. So obviously the closer on any cruise ship, the closer you get to the middle, the more expensive it's going to be, because that's the, that's the hot ticket place. The elevators are there, the stairs are there. I've stayed on an aft facing ship before, and I will never do it again. Because I swear I was like at the restaurant and I needed to go get something for one of my kids, and it took me 10 minutes just to get there and back because you're hoofing it all the way to the back of the ship. And you don't have to do that with the midship. So I pay for that extra. So then here it's going to give you the different decks. So Aloha, Baja, and Carib. I can't say the word. But anyway, so then it's going to tell you, so they have these different rooms. It looks like there's 3 premium balconies, and then these ones are just guaranteed, which means that you were guaranteed a balcony of some sort. So let's go ahead and let's just click on this. And then again, home city, no, I don't need air. 2 people are being birthed. USD, you can change this if you need to. Balcony, midship, and I don't need an adjacent cabin type. So save and continue. No, I don't need air. No, I don't need transfers. And then you can always change your vacation protection, none, standard, premium, waiver. You'll learn about that during your training. I always recommend some sort of vacation protection on cruises because it's not just protecting your cruise, like the price of your cruise. What a lot of people don't understand is that vacation protection also includes, medical emergencies. If your luggage gets lost, it includes a lot of different things, which is also why if you're booking airfare, I usually book my airfare through cruise lines because if your plane's delayed or your luggage gets lost on the plane, then they pick up the tab and they get you to the cruise. So I went ahead and changed those things. So there's no price for air. You're going to see the fare is $4,500 per person, vacation protection, taxes, fees, and port expenses, transfer packages. Obviously, I removed that, so that price will go away. It will have your gross fare. It looks like they're offering an onboard credit. It's kind of an odd amount, but $92.50 per person is the onboard credit. Down here, you're going to see the deposit is due on June 25th. The deposit is $200. The net payment, final payment is due August 9th. And this is the total amount. So over here, you're getting a 15% commission. And of that 15%, remember, you're getting 80% of that commission, but here's your commission is that $1,283.74. So 80% of that, you're looking at around just under $1,000. I'm not pulling out a calculator by any means, but that's not bad to me. Making $1,000. Now, if this cruise was for me, then I'm making commission. So I always look at them like, oh, well, I'm going to make $1,000. So I'm saving $1,000 on my cruise. Then they also have a button up here that you can look at deck plans. So you can look to see what's on the different decks. And the reason why I think this is important, you guys, is because if you, so your client is staying, let's say they're staying on deck 5. Let's say, I always think of the strangest things, which is probably why my friends are like, oh, if I'm booking a cruise, I'm booking it with you, because I think of the craziest things. So let's say you're booking in this section, right? What I suggest you do is they're staying on deck 5. What is above them in that area on deck 6? Okay, so this was the area, I believe it was right here. So if they are late risers, let's just say they're like, oh no, I don't get up until noon. They have a dining room above them. Now, they try to soundproof things, but you're going to get some noise. If they, maybe they go to bed early, so you don't want to put them, right underneath the theater, because they're going to hear the music. They're going to hear, people, they're not going to hear people walking like if you were upstairs, downstairs. But I always look at that. I probably am not going to put people like, here's the pool on deck. What deck is this? 15. So let's look at deck 14. What's right underneath the pool? A bunch of rooms. I don't want to be under the pool. So I'm not going to put my clients under a pool. Now, if they don't care, then that's fine. But that's something that I always look at for my clients, is where the position of their room is. Just as a little added bonus, or I'll tell them like, hey, just so you know, right above you is going to be the dining hall. So you might hear carts rolling, or you're right close to the theater. So you might hear the, late night, whatever's playing in the theater. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and save and continue. Review. So this is just fares again. Okay, so now it's going to go over like different notices that they have. So the fare code is this, whatever that means, resident special, whatever. It includes the premier beverage package. It includes Wi-Fi for all guests. It includes crew incentive, which I'm guessing means their gratuities. This promotion may not be combinable with any other discounts. Shipboard credit is based on onboard currency. So that way you guys can add on there and tell them like this price includes your premium beverage package. This includes your Wi-Fi. And this is huge. It's probably about a $2,000 expense. I know that especially on a 15-day cruise, out the premium beverage packages usually go anywhere from like $45 to $65 a day. So if you times that by 2 for 2 adults, you're looking at $120 a day times a 15-day cruise. So you're looking at probably close to $2,000 just for the premium beverage package, and it's included. And then Wi-Fi can run you, $20 a day. So there's a lot of included incentives with booking this. Let's see, shipboard credit, we got it. Again, COVID-19 vaccination requirement. Categories to upsell, you can upsell it if you want, but cabins, because we did pick a guarantee, we're not going to actually pick a cabin because it's just a guarantee. Now you can put in like options, like if you have somebody else cruising in there in room XYZ, you can put closest available to, maybe your friends in 1502. So just put 1502 there and they'll try to accommodate. So anyways, so that's, you guys get the basis of it. The next ones are just going to be passenger information and confirmation. So I don't need to go completely through that for you. Yes, you can carry, I see that, Donna, I carry walkie-talkies. We did that on our Alaskan cruise and it didn't work. We had 15 of us on the cruise to Alaska. And I think that we just didn't have one that had enough channels. And so every time we would go to a channel, somebody else would be talking on it. I think people are they're catching on to the walkie-talkie thing. So the other thing that we've done is we've done like, each cabin, somebody has Wi-Fi or something. That way we can at least text or whatnot. So anyways, any questions on Princess? No questions? All right, you guys. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and